we women, it's not easy to be a woman in this world sometimes, so I'm going to read some poems about how it's not easy sometimes. This is a piece called Trigger Finger, and if you've been through a lot of trauma in your life, when some guy puts their finger on your thigh on the subway, it makes you really angry. So this is a poem about that. Better to write about it than to really shoot someone, I guess. But vegetarian 28 years, but I could order a steak tonight, have it dropped like a slab on the operating room table, cut into the red like the body of a rapist. I could eat gizzard, clamp down on the rubbery insides of chicken hearts, could drink blood from a steel goblet, let it run like wine down Gertrude's chin as she dies. Look to this queen, she too dies slowly. It was a simple hand, no, a finger that brushed my bare thigh, just a tip of finger carelessly lifted, then dropped while I sat boxed into a small seat on the A train that triggered the alarm. Deep circuitry unleashed, a red lighthouse of rage cutting through the fog under the great gray bridge. I could kill the mice running the fleshy labyrinth of my mind. At night their tails brush against the strings, playing songs behind the cold bars that hold them in my mind. I hold the baseball bat, feel the weight of it, the power of the wood, the knowledge that I could lift, yes, lift and drop that bat again and again into the body attached to that finger, could break the wide white bone, crack the brain like an egg, and watch it spill my heavy out until we were both unrecognizable. So I've been through some shit. So I'm an incest survivor, and I say that because the more people who say that they are and aren't ashamed of it and can say it out loud, the less silence there'll be in the world for other women who feel like they can't say that. So I'm saying it. All right. So this is a piece called If, and it's litany number 2 in my book, and it's about all the ways you try to find a way out of your pain. If I walk on the opposite side of the street, it will stop. If I find a shortcut home, it will stop. If I count every mailbox on my way to school, if I pray really hard, if I whisper please to the fairies that visit me at night, the ones that shimmer on the edge of my bed with airy voices, if I thank them, praise them, love them more, it will stop. If I'm good, if I'm sorry, if I pray, yes, if I'm good, then it will stop. If I get straight A's, if I flunk everything and call attention to myself, if I wear a lot of makeup and act grown up, it will stop. If I am not a little girl, if I wear no makeup at all and look tired and sad, if I wear loose, baggy clothes, if I dress like a little girl, if I dress like a grown-up, like a woman with heels and a low-cut shirt, then it will stop. If I eat all this food, if I gain so much weight, the pounds will sit on me like armor. If I starve myself and I only eat one piece of celery, it will stop. If I starve myself until I am bones, and then under my white porous ribs, beneath it all when there's nothing left to lose and I am invisible, then it will stop. If I weigh myself 100 times a day, if I line up the papers on the desk absolutely perfectly, if one of the edges of the octagonal glass is placed perfectly in line with one of the ridges on the table, if I drive far, fast in my car, if I ride on the back of a motorcycle without a helmet, traveling the back roads of some small town in the middle of Nowheresville, America, with some guy I barely know, traveling so fast, gulping the hard, burning air, feeling the wind pound me out of myself into someone new, someone I don't recognize, someone with no past and no future, just a now where anything can happen, then it will stop. If I seduce danger, chase adrenaline down the tiny streets in a foreign city, if I drive drunk, jump from the steep cliff walls into the freezing lake below, ride on the roof of the car while it's speeding down the street, run across the train track to see if I can beat the train, antagonize some drunk person until they want to, know they need to hit me, beat me, hurt me, feel my nose pop as radius of knuckle crack slope of bone, then it will stop. If I take all these drugs, if I don't take any, if I take all these drugs, if I drink myself into oblivion, if I mix drinking and drugs, if I drink and drink and drink and drink, if I take a new drug and then another, if I take it in a new place, if I take it and I dance against the will of my exhaustion, it will stop. If I sleep with 1,000 men, if I stop sleeping with anyone, if I don't sleep with men, if I sleep with women, it will stop. If I don't sleep at all at night, if I keep myself awake as long as I can, if I can only sleep 2 hours a night, if I run my wrist under the hottest water possible, holding it there until what felt hot runs cold along my body, if I get the razor blade out and I slowly drag it along my skin once and then again, watching as the tiniest droplets of blood form, if I can push myself to go deeper, to keep tracing the same line with the razor, if I can cut and cut and cut into a place so numb I stop feeling the razor, if I cut and cut deeper into that numbness, into some place so deep, a place I have tried to reach in so many other ways but never could. It was just too far, so far it would snake down in between the shattered pieces, inside the inlets, the fords, the tiny fissures, the cracks left in me. If I could go there, if I could finally cut or drug or fuck or drink or adrenalize or perfect my way into the pinprick place of stillness somewhere inside of me, then it will finally